See, arrays, as I told, there are three different types. One dimensional. The next one is two and multi-dimensional. And third one is jagged or ragged array. We can call this as a jagged array or ragged array. Here, number of columns they change from one row to another row. A jagged array we declare this way. Suppose I want to have an integer array in which, okay, so here I want to create a list of integers. Probably it is something like this: primes in hundreds. Like this I would like to create. It is exactly what primes in hundreds. This is equal to new, I write int, followed by here I take 10 hundreds. That is, the range is 0 to 100, then 101 to 100, 200, 201 to 300, 301 to 400. Like that I take range. But number of primes may not be same. I mean, in the range from 0 to 1 to say 100, and from 101 to 200, 201 to 300, they may change. To hold such primes, I want to use here a jagged array. I am going to use a jagged array like this. So here I want to find out the primes in the range from 0 to 100, 1 to 100, then 101 to 200, 201 to 300. Like that I would like to find. When you go for prime numbers, they may not be same. In between 1 to 100, you may have few primes when compared with 201 to say 101 to 200, there will be more prime numbers. We don't know exactly. So therefore, with the help of this particular, jagged array, we can display it. We can display that particular thing. So let us try to here write a program using jagged array. So from one row to another row, number of columns they change. This concept is called as a jagged array. A jagged array we can declare like this. A jagged array can be declared like this, or else we can write in this way: int followed by say just nums equal to, we can write this way. Okay, it can be 100, then 20. Similarly, this time I can have 200, then this can be 45 and 78. Similarly, I can go in this manner: 12, then 89, then again it can be 45, then 23, 67. So like this also I can declare a jagged array. So what happens here? In the first row you have 120, only two numbers, but when you go with the second row, 245, 78, when it is third row, we have 12, 89, 45, 23, 67. So like this, we have here a ragged array or a jagged array. This contains here, this contains exactly, number of rows, but every row may not does not contain here same number of columns. It's not containing here same number of columns. Such arrays are called as jagged arrays. Now my requirement is something like this. I have to find out the prime numbers in hundreds. That is from 1 to 100, 101 to 200, 201 to 300, 301 to 400. Like that I have to find out the prime numbers. So therefore, in such cases, I can use this jagged array. So with the help of jagged array, I can do it. So therefore, let me write a program to demonstrate a jagged array for finding out primes in hundreds. Now this is going to be a new project, primes with jagged array. This is going to be the name of the application or project. Click on OK. So here, first of all, I write a method, a static method I define here. Using that, I can find out whether the given number is a prime number or not. Okay, whether the given number is a prime or not, I can find out. So for that purpose, I define a new method inside this. I write therefore this way, static. So here it is, static, then followed by, I put like this, int static int I put, but I cannot do here outside the scope of class. Inside the class I should do it. Then write here prime count. Prime count, I need to do this, and here I need to give the range. I can give here a range. Range is here int n start, similarly int n end. So from the given range I can find out here how many prime numbers are in that. Here just write int count equal to 0. I can put like this. Then here at the end I say return count. One method is like this, and here I write one more method. So I can be making here one another method. Okay, so I am going to make one another method here in this. So this is going to be here static write is prime. We are going to write this as static bool, we put here like this, followed by is prime, I write a method. Okay, I am going to write here is prime method, followed by I can here give the number int num. Whether this is a prime or not, we need to find out. So for that purpose, I declare bool b prime equal to, first of all I write it as true. By default I assume the given number is a prime number. Okay, next thing here, I use a for loop. Then in the for loop I write this way, int fact equal to 2, I want to start with number 2, then fact less than or equal to num divided by 2 I put. Then here it is fact plus plus. Okay, now here in such cases I need to find out. Here I use an if condition. If here num percent fact, if this is giving a 0, that means what? The number is exactly divisible by fact. So therefore it is going to be here a prime number. We write it as b prime, not a prime number, b prime equal to false. B prime equal to false, we write here. Then after that we need to break, we need to come out from the loop in such cases. Then here we should return the value. Return, then what we write? B prime. Return B prime, we make like this. So when we pass a number here, it is going to be I mean whether the given number is a prime number or not, it can find here. So if it's prime number, it returns a true value, else this can be returning a false value. Okay, now we need to give a range in this. We must give a range, so to calculate. Okay, so it is going to be the very first number. We can start with 2, subsequent ones actually up to 100 we need to go. So this way we try to increment it. Now here we go with a for loop, but number of times you need to call that. We need to call it number of times. Okay, so here this can give you total count for us. Total prime count we can get with that. But here what I do, I can give the range. With range it should give me. Now here we can go with a range of values. For that I can declare a array. So here this is int followed by range or ranges. This is equal to, I write this way, the ranges are going to be 2, then this is 100. Similarly, we take here 101 to 200. Similarly, we take here 201 to 300. Similarly, it's going to be now here, it's going to be 301 comma, it is 400. Sorry, it's 400. Now here 401 to 500. Similarly, here we write 501 to 600. In the same way, it is 601 to, how much we take here? 700. We put like this. Now next one is here 701 to 800. Similarly, here 801 to 900. Then here the last one is 901 to 999. Like this we can take the ranges. So from this range now we need to find out. I have declared an array, it's containing here this many range. So this is the range basically we created. Okay, so range we have created here. Now from this range what prime numbers are there we need to find out. Now here I go with, okay, now here I need to declare here a variable length array. Right here int primes. This is equal to, I write this one as, so total how many we have in this? 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. I should write here new int followed by 10. I should write the second column, I should keep empty. Like this I should declare here a variable length array. Now I need to find out the prime numbers. So using these ranges we should do now. Okay, so here what I do, I use here a for loop for index, for int index equal to 0. Similarly, index less than, we need to find out here I mean the ranges dot get length followed by very first dimension, that is 0 we take. Then write here index plus plus. So here whatever prime numbers are there we should find out. Fine, we need to find out now here the prime numbers. Therefore here I can now initialize the prime numbers here. Write here primes of 0 equal to, I can write like this here, new int I take there, and here similarly I am going to be calling is prime. So I should use here is prime. So using is prime I can find. Here take while n start less than or equal to n end. So inside this I use if condition I use. If is prime, here is this one n start. So what I do in such cases, I can increment the count plus plus, I do like this. Okay, like this I can do it. But here this loop we should repeat. Every time we should increment here, n start plus plus we should do here. Now this is exactly can give you the count in the given range. Now here we should actually initialize now number of columns in that. Therefore what we do here, int prime count we use. We can go with prime count followed by, let us give the range. So where do we have data in this? Data is available in ranges. Ranges of, it's going to be here, it should be not 0, it should be index. I should make this as index. Okay, ranges of index. Okay, we take like this, ranges of index, then comma, here it is 0, then other one is ranges of index comma 1. Like this we use here the first column and second column. So this way I want to here give the size. Now with this we can find out how many prime numbers are there in the given, I mean in the range from say 2 to 100, 101 to 200, 201 to 300. We can now find out that. So here let us write number of primes, console dot write line, write here number of primes in the range, we use argument 0 followed by, here we put 1 followed by is we put here, then try to put like 2 here, then close it, try to specify here the first argument. First argument is going to be ranges of index comma 0. Okay, similarly here we need to take this as 1. But after this we need to find out now how many elements are allocated here for the number of columns. Second dimension is how much we need to find out. Therefore here I use primes dot, here go with the get length followed by I specify here this one as 1. So this way I can find out. Now after this I just write console dot read key. So before we execute, let us try to understand what we have written in this. First of all, we declared here a ranges array. This is containing the ranges 2 to 100, 101 to 200, 201 to 300, like this. We have total 10 ranges. And I declared here primes. 10 rows are there, but in each and every row how many columns it is we don't know. Right now we haven't specified anything because this is a jagged array and a variable length array. So therefore we don't specify here second dimension. Now here using for loop, what we do, we try to find out here how many prime numbers are there in the given range. So for that purpose we have defined here a method called as prime count, which has a starting number and ending number, and inside this we are running a while loop. So using while loop we are actually executing it from starting number to ending number, and every time we take here n start, we are finding out whether there is a prime number or not. So if it's prime number, it returns a true value, otherwise it returns a false value. So here what do we write? If it's a prime, count is getting incremented. Like this we try to find out how many prime numbers are there in the given range. Of what happened here? Okay. So this is wrong actually. Therefore, what? Stop it. So here I should write it as primes of index followed by dot. It is here get length, or I can just go with the length here. Using length also I can find out how many elements are in that. Now that can be working properly. Just try to execute now. It says, see, number of primes in the range 2 to 100 is 25. In the range 101 to 200 it's 21. But from the range 200, 201 to 316, 301 to 416, this is 401 to 500 is 17. Then 14, 16, 14, 15, 14, like this it's showing here. Okay, so it's showing you here number of primes from 1 to 999. In the range from 1 to 999, how many prime numbers are there? They are printing here. In the range from 2 to 100, you have 25 prime numbers. Okay, so what are they? Let us try to find out. Fine, here it is passing like this. This is okay, acceptable for us. This is acceptable for us. We are getting like this. But exactly how to return a prime number? So if it's a prime number, we should be returning that. We need to return if it's a prime number. Here prime count further we are passing, we are finding like this. Now here we are getting how many are there in each and everything, but we are not getting exactly the primes. Okay, so here let us stop it from printing. Now here once again we need to run that. Okay, we need to here once again run the program. With that we can find out the prime number. So whatever prime numbers are there, we can find out. Now here, so with this code we can be finding out now. Here we are allocating actually number of columns for different rows in this. Now let me even find what are they, and let me store in the jagged array. In the jagged array, I need to store. So 100 to 1 to say 2 to 101, how many primes are there? I need to show them there. So therefore, I need to fill now. I am allocating size here, that is fine. But now I need to fill the array also. I have to fill the array. Therefore, let me here find all the primes. Okay, therefore once again I go with a for loop here. For loop I use, or else I can use a while loop. Okay, but for loop is always better here. I can go with the for loop. Then in the for loop I use here some index int, again I use here index, this equal to 0 I take, then I write here index less than, I can use here 10 because it's going to be 10 range only, otherwise even you can use this, you can even use this, okay, followed by index plus plus, index, this is going to be here plus plus, like this we take, we increment it. Now here we need to pick the values and we have to find out. So here inside the for loop I declare here one more variable called as, I can go with another for loop here internally. Now int cnt equal to, I can write this as ranges of 0 comma 1, sorry not 0, I should use index, index comma, it is what ranges I should use, okay, ranges of, this is going to be here index comma 0, I can write like this, followed by cnt less than, I should write it as, I should write this one as less than or equal to ranges of, it is here index comma 1, like this I write it, followed by here cnt plus plus. So it's going to be here cnt plus plus we are writing, and here we need a semicolon. Okay, it's a semicolon we need to put here. Now inside this let us try to write the code. Okay, let me write here the code in this. And one more thing, here every time int pos equal to 0 we need to assign. Pos equal to 0 we should assign here, then inside this let us go with that. Okay, we use here if condition. If, what do we do then here in such cases? It's going to be, we are using like this, ranges of index 0, we have used that, here we write if here is prime, if is prime of cnt, if this is true, in such cases we need to save this in the array. But what array that is going to be for us? Primes we need to take. So here primes of index followed by here cnt, this equal to, we should put here, it's not, okay, it's not cnt, so this should be here pos. Pos equal to, we should write this as cnt if it's a prime number. Then after that we need to increment pos plus plus. So like this we should work, we should write the code this way. But whenever it is true, in such cases only we should increment pos plus plus. So this way what we do, we try to here find out if it's a prime. If it's prime, then in such cases we try to save within the jagged array. It's called as primes here. So now let us try to print it. For loop is getting ended here for us. Now after this we should print actually the array. Here write console dot write line, then here it is the elements in the array are, then let us try to write this, elements in the array are. Now go to the loop, from loop let us try to print it. So here we use a for loop, for again it is int index equal to 0. Okay, then here index less than primes dot length. So with this you can get actually first dimension length. Primes of length it is. Followed by here index plus plus. We use like this. Now inside this we require another loop. For int call equal to 0. Then here write call less than, here it is primes of index followed by dot length it is again. Followed by here call plus plus we do it. Then let us print the result here. We are going to print the result here. So this is now we use here console.writeLine, and here I use call equal to, if it is so primes of index dot length, in such cases length minus 1 we should take. So in such cases we need to go with we need to print this one as here. We'll use write line, fine, just I write here write. Followed by here I should print the number. So whatever number it is I can print there. Okay, then I can write here call. Then here call dot toString plus I can put here slash n in such cases. Else what I can do is I can use here slash t. I can use a tab character. Like this I can print the values. So this one is going to be printing the values for us from the array. Now let us run this. It's going to be printing for us all the elements. Where is the problem? Okay, so where we are missing a bracket, I think we require here another bracket, or else we should close here the bracket. Start running it. It's printing like this. You can see the elements in the array. So elements in the array, here first of all it is giving us total elements. In the first one it is 25 elements. Do we have 25 or not? See, 2 is a prime, 3 is a prime, 5 is a prime, 7 is prime, 11 is prime. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then this is 21, 22, 23, 24 and 25. We have 25 prime numbers in the 2 to 100 range. In the same way, from 101 we have 103, 107, so it should have here some 21 elements. So like this, what is happening? It's printing actually the numbers. All the numbers are getting printed here. Using tab character we could print there. Even we can use comma also there, but I'm using there just tab. Even with comma let us try that. In the case of tab it's taking more space, therefore we can use here comma. With comma we can find it. Now try to print like this. It is showing us. It's showing all the prime numbers in the range from say 2 to 999. Whatever prime numbers are there, we are finding here using jagged array concept. And even we are finding out in the range from 2 to 101 how many primes are there, 200 to 200 how many are there, 101 to 200 how many are there, similar 201 to 300 how many, 301 to 400 how many prime numbers are there, we could find with the help of the jagged array here. Using jagged array concept, clearly we are demonstrating it. So here what is happening? Number of columns are different from one row to another row. So in the first row we have 25 columns. In the second row you have only 21 columns. In the third row we have 16 columns. In the fourth row 16 columns. But in the fifth row it is 17 columns. In the sixth row 14 columns. In the seventh row 16 columns. Eighth row 14 columns. Ninth row 15 columns. And in the 10th row we have here 14 columns. So like this, here number of columns are changing from one row to another row. So this is jagged array concept. So using jagged array concept we have done. And apart from that, even here we have defined two methods. We have defined two methods. First one is what here? Prime count. How many prime numbers are there in the given range we are finding here. And in this, whether the given number is a prime or not, we can find. So this way, when you modularize, when you divide the code into small methods, then the code can be handled very easily. Instead of writing one lengthy piece of code, instead of writing one monolithic code, if you divide into number of modules or number of functions, that would be really nice. So you can write better code this way. So you can write here better code, and you need to follow even naming conventions. And the code should be looking nice. It should not be looking cluttered. There should be proper gap between the lines. I think this is only, the quality of code is fine, I am thinking that way. So here, with the help of this, jagged array, I am representing different number of columns for different rows. So this is called as here a jagged array. This is a jagged array. So I have implemented here a jagged array with the help of this. And here I have defined two different methods. One is prime count, other one is prime. These I defined. So this way here I have implemented a jagged array. So this is here a jagged array example.